Educate Our Youth, where we as parents take ownership over our lives and ownership over our children's education, because parents are a child's first educator. Please remember to subscribe. Subscription is very important. It's not only important for me as a YouTube creator, it's also important for you. It lets YouTube notify you for weekly tips, tricks, and strategies when I upload videos every Sunday and Thursday. So make sure that you subscribe below. Also, if you enjoy any of my videos, please remember to like them and also comment. I want your feedback. Alright, well today is going to be just a little different. Today we are going to go over things I wish I knew before becoming a parent. So for those of you guys out there that may be expecting another child, or maybe you don't have a child at all, this is the video to watch. And I want to do things just a little bit different because I can't talk about things I wish I knew as a parent without my husband. I was that person who always dreamed of having kids. I actually wanted a full tribe. I wanted 4 kids, 2 girls and 2 boys. I had all of them named, and you know, the big dream. I always dreamed about being a mom. On the flip side, my husband, he did not want kids. He actually hated being around kids. He didn't want to get married, just wanted to live that bachelor life. So when we had our daughter, it was a huge change for him. He was pretty much in culture shock. I can honestly say that we are total opposites when it comes to parenthood and our expectations of parenthood. Now we are proud parents of an almost 2-year-old, and we couldn't imagine life without her. So today we want to share with you the top 10 things that we wish we knew before becoming parents. Before becoming a parent, I wish I knew that I would become a mind reader. I'm much better at this than he is, of course. But you literally have to read your child's mind. From the moment they're infants and they cry, I know parents used to tell me that you would know their different cries, and I used to say, like, how will I know if she's hungry, or if she just is bored, or she wants me, or she wants him? And I could truthfully say I learned the cries. He would even come to me and say, what does she want? Even when she became a little older, around 12 months, she would go, and I would say, she wants her phone. To this moment, my mom still can read my mind, and she knows exactly what I want. So I guess I became a mom and became a mind reader. And I didn't know that that was going to happen. So I wish before becoming a parent, I would know that I literally can put mind reading on my resume. Now, even with her being so verbal, and she's almost 2, the other day she was like, orange, orange, and she points, and I have to know that that means she wants a vitamin. So when he was watching her one day, he was like, I don't know what she wants. And I was like, she wants her red vitamin, or she wants her orange vitamin, because she doesn't know how to say vitamin, so she just says the color. So I became a mind reader. Number 9 could have been ranked a lot higher. The next thing I wish I knew before becoming a parent is the whole infant phase. I don't think we were ready.
No, not at all. Not one bit.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most impromptu moments of my life as a man, trying to figure out how to deal with an infant cries. You know, knowing like what cries or what, you know, like.
And our child ended up having colic.
Oh yeah.
So she was crying all the time, and he literally had to do research.
Right, yeah. And it, you know, also taught me as a father how to deal with certain situations with my baby, and to be able to read what's going on too as well with her. And I learned a lot on the fly. You can read as much as you want to, but to actually be in the moment is a different beast. Like I feel like a lot of people don't know the difference, you know, and just reading up on things and actually being in that moment. So you actually gotta live in the moment with your child, you know, and in that moment, you learning as you're in the moment. Okay, this is going on.
He didn't even know how to change a diaper.
Right. That was a big thing for me. Just learning how to change a diaper. I remember I was sitting down here one day with stuffed animals, and wrapping the stuffed animals in diapers, just trying to figure out, okay, this is the way you're supposed to do this, you know? And I got good at it. I could change any baby diaper, so this is nothing. But those was moments for me that, you know, I didn't have in the bag, you know, per se. And over time, I gained the learning tools to be able to change my baby's diapers, to know when she might have a diaper rash, if just any of those little moments that you just, you know, you gotta be in tune to with your child.
And for me, the infant phase was culture shocking because the lack of sleep. And the breastfeeding, because I'm into breastfeeding, that was really hard. Mothers out there, if you can last to the 3rd week, it does get easier. I remember the sigh of relief, and then it just stopped hurting. So the lack of sleep, the breastfeeding, having to wake up and feed her every few hours, the colic, the crying, how long it takes to get out the house when they're infants.
Oh yeah.
Like, and all the stuff that they need when they leave the house. So by the time it was time to go, I didn't feel like going anywhere.
Right.
Like, he just didn't understand because I was on maternity leave, and I'm like, by the time I packed for a child and myself, and I got showered and she got showered, like, the infant phase was very hard. Probably why we're waiting to have another one.
Yeah. You know, and here is my side of that. Can you grab this for me? Can you grab this for me? Without a doubt, I'm just going to do it because she needs that help per se, not me, because at the end of the day, it's more the mother than it is on the father. Being at the infant stage, it's really important to have both parents on the same exact page and to make sure that this child is well taken care of.
I think the last part about the infant phase that was really hard is avoiding SIDS. So he didn't really know much about SIDS prior to our child being born. When it came to SIDS, I mean, I was in every article, Moms. I was researching. I was like, she can't sleep like that, she can't sleep like this, and he was like, is that a real thing? I had him reading articles, like, wish I would have known the little things, you know, before. We kind of just learned as we went.
Right. Okay, guys, number 8, what I wish I would have known before coming to parents: patience and consistency. Being parent, you have to be patient with your child. Patient when it comes to potty training. Patient when it comes to communication with your child. You know, some things, like she mentioned earlier, I might not know. I have to be patient with it to get it out of her.
Especially when your child is learning how to talk.
Oh yeah. That talking phase, she might say a word, but then you have to say, use your words. Like, she's really good at saying, hey, use your words. And that's one of the big things that we have to communicate with our child, because what I found out just the other day, I was just looking at something about a child, and when they cry, it's not necessarily that they're trying to cry, they're just trying to communicate with you. And you have to really get it out of them. Hey, use your words. That way they can understand, okay, instead of crying, use your words.
And I would truthfully say the consistency part, because I know you said consistency, for me was getting that bedtime routine.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Like, I was pretty much the head on that. Literally, guys, he would have her up till midnight on the iPad every night if it was up to him. But I'm like, 7 o'clock, she needs to be in the bath, she needs to have dinner, 8 o'clock, she needs to go down. Right. We did our book, our bath, our prayers, and it was time for bed. So doing that consistently, I wish I would have known that before becoming a parent, because I probably would have started a lot sooner, because our daughter did not sleep all night until she was like 10, 11 months.
Yep.
So I was kind of envious of you parents that said y'all did it at 3 months. So the next child, we are starting day 1 with the consistency and bedtime routine.
Right.
And nothing's an overnight success.
Right.
Nothing. It takes patience.
Right.
The next thing we want to talk about that I wish I knew before becoming a parent was how much you have to pay attention to the details.
Oh yeah.
When you have a kid. Like we talked about SIDS earlier, making sure she didn't sleep on her side, or that I have to literally wake up in the middle of the night just to make sure that she was breathing when she was younger.
Right.
Also when she's sick, I have to make sure that I'm always feeling her, making sure she doesn't have a fever, how many hours it's been since she had her last medicine. When she bathes, make sure she doesn't drown. Like all these details that I wish I would have known before becoming a parent, so that I could have prepared for these details. It was just learning as we go. We're like, oh, this is what happened to this baby, so let me make sure I don't do that when you put her in the car seat. Oh, well, you know, something happened to this kid, so now I have to make sure that I'm more conscious when I put her in the car seat to make sure her straps are secure. So just all those little details, I just wish I would know.
Right. Even when you wash her clothes, make sure you wash it with Drip, because kids' skin can be real irritable if you wash it with your regular, Downy or some kind of fabric softener. That can irritate the child's skin, and you don't want your child to be uncomfortable while wearing their clothes. Because imagine if me and you walked around with some uncomfortable clothes, we're gonna be scratching and itching all day. Yeah, it's just an uncomfortable situation that you don't want your child to be in.
And you just made me think about something else with our allergies.
Oh yeah.
So like when washing clothes, you have to pay attention to that. When you're feeding her different things, one time she did break out. We were on the highway, out of town, by the way, and I was like, oh my goodness, she was allergic to something. So then I had to go back in my brain and think about every single thing that she ate earlier. The next thing I wish I would have known before becoming a parent is that there's no right or wrong way of doing things. That you truly have to find out your way of becoming a parent. So like for us, we had to figure out what is our way. So we did use kind of things that we saw and things that we read, but ultimately we trial and error and figured out what is our way of doing things. Things like bath time, what we exposed her to, how we got her to fall in love with learning. I exposed her to a lot so that she, was very stimulated mentally, and we just had to learn what is our way of parenting. So I wish we would have gone into parenthood understanding that. We wouldn't have the pressure, because I feel like we had a lot of pressure. Well, this baby was potty training in 2 days, and this person did this, and this baby was walking at 6 months, and when I was walking at 9 months. So when she started walking at 10 months, I thought something was wrong with her, but we really had to learn what is our way of doing things. Parents out there, don't pressure yourself comparing yourself to other people or comparing your kids to other kids. For those of you guys that have multiple kids, you know that every child is different.
Right.
And every pregnancy is different, every child is different. So you really have to find out what is your way of doing things with your child.
You can't just say, hey, what I did with one child is gonna be the same for the next child. No, it might be different. The child might also learn differently too as well. So that's what you gotta understand, is that each child is different. All right, guys, it's number 5. Before becoming a parent, I wish I knew the adjustments. Probably the biggest for me per se, because when you have a daily routine in life, trying to balance things between family, work, friends, your normal routine in life. When being a parent, all that goes out the window. You just have to deal with certain situations that you just didn't have before. Daily routine that you had before is now broken because now you have a child in place. And for me, that was hard, that was difficult. Probably the most difficult thing I ever had to deal with in my life, because I was so used to just doing certain things, just going where I wanted to go and doing what I wanted to do. Now I don't have that capability. So it's now I have to be at home with my child, I have to be at home with my wife. My personal time is no longer there. Also, just understanding your children and their needs. You gotta put their needs before yours.
He can eat at like 11 o'clock at night and be just fine. And on days, babe, I'll cook. Yeah, well, like I told y'all, she needs to go to bed by 8 o'clock. It's 7:50 and there's no food ready.
Well, so it takes 2 parents to cook too as well.
No. You will tell me you're gonna cook. So women, if a man tells you you're gonna cook, guess what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna cook. And then he'll say, well, she's gonna eat, I'm gonna do it. Well, she has a schedule. She has to stick to that schedule. So he has to adjust. The next thing that I wish I knew before becoming a parent is...
Let me stop you right there. Finances. Finances.
That is true.
Huge being a parent. I mean, the biggest thing that you could think of, because now you're not just balancing your finances between just 2 people. Now you got this 3rd person involved, and that person is way more important than the other 2 people.
And costs way more.
Way more.
So I would say going into parenthood, we knew about the main expenses. People
Right.
would say,
Diapers.
babies are so expensive. Diapers, college tuition.
For college tuition, you got other stuff.
Like I breastfed, but she was still on formula, so we had to buy formula.
Right.
There's so many little expenses that come with kids. Like our child's birthday literally is 2 weeks after Christmas, so we've been very blessed, and we have a really big village. And she gets a lot of winter clothes, but we have to buy all the summer clothes because there's nothing that people will kind of help you with there. So that was a lot of things we had to buy. shoes, socks, cough medicine all the time because kids are always sick. We have probably spent so much money on medicine alone.
Oh yeah, daycare expenses too.
Yes,
as well.
Let's talk about daycare.
Yeah.
Daycare is a mortgage, y'all. I know people talked about daycare and I was like, yeah. And we started off with, we talked about making things your own. We started off with a cheap daycare that he found. Wives, don't let your men find a daycare. Worst daycare ever. We had to learn, you get what you pay for. So now she is at a Christian school that we absolutely love, but it is more expensive and we feel like she's safe. And we had to realize that you have to pay for things that are more important. You can't always go the cheap route when it comes to kids. So it's, it's higher financially for us. We had to learn that having a child is like a car note every week, not every month. Also with kids, when it comes to finances, I don't think you realize is when we like to travel. Traveling with another human being is expensive.
Oh yeah.
And she's still flying free right now. So I can only imagine what it would be like buying that extra flight. Like, there's just so much stuff that comes with a kid.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. All your extra money is gone. So next, we are going through this right now, and I wish somebody would have told us. What I wish that I knew before becoming a parent is the no mind phase. Oh my goodness. The terrible twos start earlier. It doesn't start when the kids are 2. For us, she was like 10 months starting a terrible 2. Her 12-month checkup, they go, oh, she started her terrible 2s early because she was already throwing temper tantrums then. You cannot take no personally. Okay, parents, I had to learn this. Everything is no. Like, you ask, can you pick that up? No. Do you want to eat? No. Do you want mine? She thinks my phone is hers, his phone is hers. Everything is mine. Like, she owns the world. And she doesn't want to do anything. Like, when you want your child to do something, they just tell you no. So we try to use reverse psychology, and even that doesn't work because she's 1 and she doesn't listen to us.
Right.
I knew it was going to happen, but it happened so early.
You gotta make sure that your kid understands their boundaries too as well.
All right, so we're at number 2. You wanna do it? Let me. Okay. All right. The next thing that I wish I would have known before becoming a parent is how rewarding it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I find myself rushing home from work just to see her. Put it in my daily schedule to spend time with her. So every day I spend at least 30 minutes of just mommy-daughter time. I'll be at work. I just whip out her pictures and start looking at them. I've always heard parents that just brag on their kids. I get it now. I never got it before, but I wish I would have known going into it how rewarding it was going to be. It is truly the best thing that ever happened to me.
It's definitely a joy. As a man, it teaches you some things about yourself. You grow up, with your child. It's nothing more rewarding than seeing your child grow. To see them do things that they weren't doing before. Going from tummy time to actually crawling. Then from going from crawling to actually walking. I mean, those moments you can't take away. Those are moments that you'll always have for the rest of your life, and those are moments that you'll always love. And then her smiles actually going from smiles to laughter. Those are just the best moments.
Or when your child starts to call you. Like, now she loves calling him, Daddy, look, elephant.
Right.
Can mommy see the elephant? Like, I get a little jealous sometimes. Drum roll, we're at number 1. The number 1 thing I wish I knew before becoming a parent is that it takes a village.
Yes.
It takes a village.
Oh, yes.
And we have been very blessed. We have a beautiful village. So we have very supportive parents. We have active parents that are active in her life. She has wonderful godparents. I have great friends that have all taken a role with her. That's the best feeling ever. It does take a village. One of my friends, she lives in the neighborhood. Sometimes where I'm doing stuff, I'm like, hey, can she come over? And she says yes. Or when somebody asks, can I have her for a day? Or can I see her? Or can I get her for an hour? Give you a break? And I know, especially at the infant phase, we needed that support.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was really hard job.
Oh yeah. I also had, aunts and, just making sure that we had diapers for a full year.
Yes.
I mean, that's just, who can even fathom having that, That right there was a great breakthrough for us. Huge. Yeah, it was a huge blessing. It made us feel good to know that there were people behind us supporting us every step of the way.
Yeah. So I definitely commend single parents. Like, my mom was a single parent, you know, growing up with me, and I knew it was hard, but it's totally different when you become a parent. I definitely commend the single moms out there and single dads out there. It does take a village, so pull on those around you. You know, let them know. Don't be afraid to say, I need some help. I need 2 hours of sleep. Just watch her for 2 hours. I know I did that a lot when I was on maternity leave with my mom. I was like, just give me 2 hours of sleep. Not even. Give me 30 minutes. I just need a break. But you really do need that village. You cannot raise a child alone. And it does take a village to raise a child. Like, your child literally learns from every influence and person around them. All right, well, you guys, those are our top 10 things that we wish we knew before becoming parents. If there's something that you wish you knew before becoming a parent, let us know below in the comments. We want to know, what are some of the things that you wish you knew before becoming a parent? And feel free to share this video, especially to those expecting moms out there, even those that may not have kids that want to have kids, or even if you're already a parent. Maybe what you wish was a little bit different. Thanks for coming, and please remember to subscribe. It's really important that you subscribe, not only for me, but it's also really important for you so that you can get